Hi, everybody. Welcome to Draining the Swamp. Thank you to my lovely co-host, Colleen the Cool Crone, who's with me tonight. Mel was supposed to be with us, but he called me just a little bit ago and was feeling very under the weather. And he was like, "I'm gonna bow out on you." I said, "That's fine." I said, "Go to bed, get some rest, and we'll worry about it later." So we're gonna try to do a makeup show next Monday. And so he and I will get together, and maybe Arthur can join us. He might not have something already preset. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe Colleen can join us again. We don't know who's going to be available. We'll have a party.
They'll just have to tune in and see, Shari.
That's it. You just got to check it out. So for those of you who have already messaged me and said congrats, one, I went over 5,000. I'm almost at 5,100.
Yay!
And I was invited to do an interview with the channel Life After Life NDE. And we did that Saturday night, and it dropped this afternoon.
Nice.
So you can go watch that. She actually made me look intelligent. So I'm fairly happy with it. I was so nervous. I don't know why I get so nervous about stuff like that. But I was like, I'm going to sound like an idiot. I'm going to sound like an idiot. She did excellent editing, let me tell you. I don't sound like an idiot. So, and I told her, I said, yeah, I've been watching I've been watching the channel for quite a while. And I said, some people come on, I don't agree with the thing they say. I said, and other people come on and I agree completely with or partially with what they say. So there's just the fact that you let people come on and talk about what they do and why they do it. That's so cool, because you don't see her. You don't even hear her voice. She edits herself out of everything.
Oh, wow.
And she'll ask a question and then you like repeat it back to her to make sure you understood it the way she meant it, because she's from another country, so her English is not the best, but she does pretty good in my opinion. And then you answer, and then she takes it and she edits everything together. And it was a lot of fun. She asked a lot of really good questions. So and it was fun doing it. Once it was over with, I was like, okay, I can go throw up now. But I couldn't, because I had the slumber party like right after, because I had already put something out. I'm gonna be late tonight. So, and I got there and there was a bunch of posts saying, where is she? Is she okay? I don't see her. And other people said, she said she's gonna be late tonight. Just hold on. At least they wait for me, so I can't complain. So thank y'all, everyone. Thank y'all for all of the subscribers. Oh my God, I can't believe I went over 5,000 finally. And the goal is 10,000 by the end of summer. We're gonna
make it. You'll make
it. You're at 15 now, or
20? No, I'm at 12, just under 12,500. No,
okay, well, we got to get Colleen to 15. So that's our next goal.
that is a good goal. That is really a
there we go. And Cleo this year needs to hit 100, 1,000. She hadn't hit 1,000 yet.
No, she's hit 1,000. I think she's just right around 1,500. But
okay. Well, we got to get her to the next one up. So get everybody up. Everybody needs to go up. And
that's right.
I don't know why I'm so wired tonight. You'd think I'd be exhausted. I had 2 hours of sleep last night.
Oh my gosh. Well, sometimes that happens, and then you get
it was just a weird night.
And
I couldn't sleep, and then I overslept this morning. It was like late to work. I woke up like 30 minutes before I was supposed to be there. I was like, oh crap. I'm not gonna make it on time. And so anyhow, we have one no, I think we got more than that. Yeah, here's another one. Okay, I'm gonna flip through. Colleen, if you want to say hi to everybody and call out names while I go through and star.
Okay.
We could kill two birds with one stone.
There we go. So hi everybody. I'm Colleen The Cool Crone. I'm really happy to be here. I think I've done this show once before with you. I think
Couple of times.
yeah. So I'm not a total stranger to the show, but let me say hello to some people. So we have Martha Davis, Rose Blue, hello, JW, Gray Raven Tarot, who said he's going to be sent. I don't know if it's a he or she. They're going to be sending some Sekhmet healing energy to Mel. Very good.
Just saw that. So yeah.
Yep. Grace Gilbert, Artist Liz. Hi, Artist Liz. Patrick Duncan. I love all the comments that you make on my channel. You're very pithy. Let's see. Hello, Colleen and Shari. Rose Blue again. Oh, these people talk a lot. Be Free. Sandy Johnson.
I have some talkers. Yeah.
Yeah. Butterflies Are Free. Angel Rivera. Jackie B. Let's see. Maureen D'Amico. Bunny Young. That's a cute name. Play Love Remember. Dawn Turner, let's see, Gloria, Mary Joyce, Sherry Freebury, Debbie Batchelor. Wow, a lot of people here. Marby Gongora. Let's see, Anya Ashdown, The Cool Crone. Who's that? Okay.
I don't know. That's some stranger.
I think I said that one. Edward Kenneth. Oh, Connie B. Yeah, thank you. I think this was one of those things where you buy a pack of like 50,000 turquoise earrings. They're not real turquoise. I wish they were real turquoise, but they do read nice on screen, I think.
Yeah.
So Play Love Remember again. And Denise Fletcher Tarot. Who else?
Rose is always trying to get me to go to bed. That's every show. Have you been sleeping? You need to go take a nap.
Aw.
I'm like, do I look that bad?
No, you don't. You look very cheerful and your
I'm very right
good
now. So 30 minutes from now, maybe another.
We're gonna make hay while the sun shines. Well, you got that energy. We're gonna do some kick-ass readings.
There you go.
Jason Vincent, Celtic Seer, Lorraine R, and I think I'm at the bottom of the list, so I got everybody. Hello, everybody.
Yay.
Thank you for being here. What's going on for me? Colleen. I can tell you what's going on for me too. I do have things coming up. What's going on?
What's happening with you? And
Wednesday, I'm going to be doing another solo polyterology on my channel at 7 p.m. Eastern. And this Friday, of course, we're rolling into the month of May. And so I'll be doing a polyterology with the gang, with you, with Shari, with Cleo, and I've invited Mel, but we'll see if Mel will be able to make it. So,
see how he's feeling. Yeah.
And he might be okay by then.
I think so.
Yeah. Joy Harbaugh, Quahog 55. Just so many wonderful people. Thanks for being here. You're getting good questions?
Yeah, I got a couple of good ones here.
Articles of impeachment filed in the House today. Whoop, whoop.
Hot damn.
Seven
different
heard
ones. Results on Canada's election yet?
No, you want me to Google that while you look at stuff?
Yeah, why don't you Google that?
Okay.
You're the Google master. You're better at that than me. Make sure I didn't miss anybody. A big hello to everybody. Thank y'all for coming tonight. We already got 177 in the room. Damn, that's good. I have to remember to look at that more. I forget. And Katie Bear, what is your problem, dude? He's gonna sit down there and whine at my feet all night.
Driving me crazy too. New York Times.
Yeah, but I'm on air. You're not.
So, sorry, I had to switch to a different thing.
That's okay.
Canada results. Canadians wait to see. Blah blah blah. Just trying to see, guys. Liberal Party came out on. No, that's 2021. Who is Pierre Poilievre? I don't think they've got the results yet. Because nobody's saying, this guy won. I think they're still counting things. Yeah, first polls close on East Coast. That's all we have. So they're not.
Well then
they're not ready yet.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be a little bit.
I'm pretty sure
And,
Carney's going to pull it out, though. I think it's going to be close, but Carney's going to grab it.
yeah, me too. I just, even though we're the ones paying the price for it, in a lot of respects, I think Donald and his mad hoppers, whatever you want to call it, mad hatters. Thank you. I'll get the word out in a minute. They seem to be doing the rest of the world a big favor because suddenly they're Donald-esque people that were kind of leading the polls on their elections coming up are now all tanking.
Yeah, they're all tanking. Yeah.
Everywhere. So it's like at least something good's coming out of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I also hear that the oligarchs went to go meet with Donald and said, "Hey, dude, this is no bueno for our companies. We're going to have empty shelves in a couple of weeks. So
yeah,
you got to do something fast."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard something about that this morning and I was running in and out of the office. Oh, liberals were ahead. It jumped. Where did it go? Liberals were ahead in Quebec at 42% earlier.
Yeah. They're going to stay. Well, they may not stay ahead because, like I said, I think it's going to be close. I think there's going to be some, I mean, would Canadians ever cheat? I don't think so. But was Elon Musk ever seen in Canada in the last 6 months? Because
and they discontinued their contracts with Starlink.
Starlink, yeah, but that would not necessarily stop him from going and trying to purchase some electrons.
He's already been threatened, though, by most of the candidates, from what I understood. No, you're not welcome here.
Good, that's good.
Keep your money to yourself. We don't play that way.
Good.
And I could have sworn. Oh, hey, Marby. I could have sworn I just saw Marina. Marina is here.
Hi, Marina. She has to get ready for her show. Hi, Marina. Yep. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you. And let me see. Oh, that's interesting. Celtic Seer said Saturn heading into Aries on 5/25 will definitely shine a spotlight, and not quite in the way that is expected. Well, 5/25, that would have been my husband's birthday.
Yeah, and you have Saturn, which is all about rules and constriction and containment and boundaries, in the sign of Aries, which is all about full speed ahead. Damn the torpedoes. I'm getting there first. I want to have my way. So very interesting how that's going to play out. That's not always easy, but it could be really interesting for the dumpster.
That would be nice. Especially if it's interesting in the way that you and me would like it to be interesting.
Yeah, of course.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Lysandra. She said, Shari, love your channel.
Aw, awesome. That's so nice.
Y'all be sure you go over to Colleen's channel and subscribe. She has a great channel, and she's much better at doing stuff for members than I am.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Well, we neither one of us can come close to Marina. Marina is like clockwork, man. Every week, I'm like, God, I feel so guilty. I haven't done this, haven't done that. I'm literally working on 2 readings for my members that I meant to get done over the weekend so I could post today. Oh, they're not getting posted today, but I'm going to do my best, to get them done this week, and preferably before May 1st gets here. So that's the goal anyway. At least I got the Taurus season astrological reading done, which is just a tarot reading because I don't know anything about astrology. So I just find all these different sites. I just go looking for a reading geared to that sign.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll do up those questions, and each month is a different set of questions, and I just do a regular tarot reading on for that season. And so, like, I just did one for Taurus, and because if we were doing Vedic astrology, I'm a Taurus, but in regular astrology, I'm a Gemini. So
Right.
I actually
Right.
kind of fit both when I think about it. It's like either one would work for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although I think I'm more airy headed than I am earth grounded. So um that's just me. All right. Yeah, we do. We should go back to paper ballots, period. Just everybody paper
Mm-hmm.
ballots.
Mm-hmm.
And bye Marina. Have a good show.
Bye,
Yeah,
Marina.
she's got Arthur with her tonight. It's her turn with the custody hearing. Um I get Arthur at the beginning of the month. She gets him at the end of the month.
Does she make him go
And
to bed on time though?
I don't know.
Because I know with custody issues, things like that can be a
Like that
problem.
thing can happen.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. All right, let's get this show going here. Miss Rose, you're first up. Per Caroline Levitt. That, oh God. I just want to,
I know.
for entertainment purposes only.
Yes. Yes, that's fine.
um, we take every case as it comes. Her answer to being asked is SCOTUS judges, if SCOTUS judges would be arrested. Now, will Wisconsin judge file a civil lawsuit against the FBI in the future? Um, from what I heard, I think there's going to be multiple lawsuits
You
from the
mean
head honcho
multiple
on.
judges arrested
No, that too, but multiple lawsuits coming from the judge that was arrested.
against the FBI?
Yeah, against the
Mm.
FBI and Pam Bondi, because she's out there running around saying, well, if she hadn't have hidden an immigrant and snuck him out the back door, it's like that did not happen. She heard his case. Okay, case complete. You're free to go. And then, once you walk out the door, that's between you and the FBI. She just refused to allow them to come into her courtroom and arrest him while he was waiting his turn in front of the judge for a different matter completely. So it's like, yeah, no, you can't be. And then they went back and arrested her like a couple of days later in her courtroom.
Yeah.
They didn't contact her or ask her to come in or anything. No, they showed
Had
up.
no respect for her office at all. That's
None.
really low. That's
They're
really
lucky
low.
the bailiffs didn't shoot their ass. Oh my. Well,
This is a bereft case. This is a case that has no substance to it at all, trying to
yeah,
arrest her. They're really screwed because as soon as they do file a lawsuit back, everything's going to hit the fan about this. I mean, if this judge does sue the FBI, she's going to win everything she sues them for because it's really the most ludicrous thing ever. It's like saying they're going to arrest me for an opinion written by SCOTUS. Like no relationship there, just like no
right.
relationship to anything. They're just dreaming. They're dreaming up stupid shit. Sorry, they're just dreaming up weird stuff.
I put out a content warning. You can curse if you want to.
Okay. And the White House is going to do what it's going to do, and the FBI is going to do what it's going to do. And both of them, because they're run by idiots, are going to put out statements that just confuse the issue even more. And I got to confess, when I first started reading about this case, it took me till the next day to actually find out that she wasn't hiding the guy or holding him in any way or
Yeah,
helping
because that's all
him.
you heard at the
That's
beginning.
all you heard in the beginning. It was they did a very good job of covering the media, but yeah, they're going to have a big judgment come down on them about this. They're going to lose some money on it. Everybody's going to know what's going on. It's just really, really bad, really bad. And because of this, just like everything they do, it's going to reveal some other stupid, crazy thing that they've done that is also illegal. And then that's going to be a whole other case, bunch of cases, maybe. So,
Yeah,
really stupid on their part.
exactly.
Really dumb. Really dumb. They've gone too
Well,
far.
I drew. You want me to go?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. First card up, the fool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're acting the fool, all right.
Yep.
And then I pulled the Three of Wands. They were not prepared, but the judges are.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, my money's on her.
Mm-hmm.
And then I pulled the Knight of Pentacles.
Mm-hmm.
And what are judges if not knights? Because they're there kind of in the front lines to make sure that the law is followed. Supposedly, good judges are there
Exactly.
to make sure that the law is followed and that it applies to everyone. Um, the Nine of Pentacles is also known for its efficiency.
Mm-hmm.
Judges tend to be very efficient. They have to be.
Mm-hmm.
You can't misspeak by one word or you've created a loophole for somebody to get through.
Exactly.
Um, and that's about the extent of my knowledge on lawyerese, but I just know what I learned on Perry Mason or the other shows. That's terrible. Or what
Yeah.
I've heard my brother say, because he used to work for a couple of lawyers. Uh, he did that for a while and then he got out of it. But if you've got anything, Colleen.
Oh, with this one, will the judge file?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do think that she's going to file multiple suits. Whoever she can sue,
There's
she's
already two that have been filed.
yeah. And who was it that actually did the arresting? Were they actual ICE agents or were they like peanut butter boys or something?
Who knows? They show up with no uniform, no badges, no.
Yeah,
They
see, that's
had
very
an
weird.
administrative. What did she call it? They called it an administrative warrant for this guy. It wasn't even an official warrant signed off by a judge to
Okay.
come and get this guy. And she was like, "Yeah, no, you're not doing that in my courtroom. Yeah, go wait for him outside. When he's done, he'll be heading out the door." And that's what he did. When she got through, she said, "Okay, you're dismissed." He walked out the front door. Cameras show it. He didn't go out no backside doors or anything like that. He went right out the front. And they caught up to him like several blocks down the road when they realized he had left already. And it's like, yeah, if you'd been doing your job right to begin with, you'd have caught him when he walked out the door. So, but all right, let's see here. What's next? I want to try to keep things in the same vein instead of no, screw it. Okay. In Serbia, peaceful protesters were hit, they believe, with an energy weapon. You can see it on YouTube. It dispersed the crowd. I've seen these where it's like I mean, you don't see the energy coming at them or anything, but it like
Mhm.
messes with their head, with their hearing and their equilibrium. It can make you feel um like really freaked out, like something's going to attack you any second or something.
Mhm.
It was very science fictiony up until a couple of years ago when they finally kind of started getting it to work a little bit. I don't know if there's permanent damage with that, but I believe it was they decided to go that way so that they're not actually shooting at people.
Okay.
So
So are we reading on something or
yeah, there's not really a question. So
yeah.
um we'll just take that as an FYI. Um let's see here. Here we go. Hedgehog got caught with 2 Russian spies on his phone on the signal chat. Will he be held accountable for treason? This is strike 2 or strike 3. I don't remember. He's I know on one of them he had his wife and his brother-in-law,
And
something like
lawyer.
that, and a lawyer
So that
with him.
lawyers should also be disbarred or at least brought up on sanctions. That's,
Yeah.
I mean, what an idiot that he participated.
And then it makes you wonder, was he even aware of what he was being a participant of before it was already happening? I mean, but for the party that had such a big meltdown over Hillary's emails, they sure don't seem to have any problem with breaking all the rules when it comes to email. Oh my God.
Right?
Um,
What?
First one up out of the tower. That doesn't look real positive for him. Because the next one up out of the pile was the Ten of Swords in the back. And then I got the Three of Pentacles. We're in teamwork. Teamwork. We're getting them.
Rose Blue put in the chat, tech
Justice.
stop to opt out of receiving secret war plans.
That's a good one.
That is very good. Oh God.
Next card up was Justice. You think Spirit's trying to give us a clue here?
Yeah.
Followed by the Five of Swords.
Can't make it up.
Y'all watch him. He's sitting there draw him. I mean, okay, yeah. That's wild. Did you get anything or did you
Oh
draw?
yeah. Oh yeah. I got terrible, terrible cards for him. Just awful. And my impulse is just to jump to the last card because it's so perfect. But let me run through these really quick. So we got the government, the Hierophant, and then we got him, Eight of Swords. So he's going to be locked up in some way. We got the Five of Pentacles. He's going to be stripped of everything, basically. In the past, we got the Page of Swords. He's too immature, and what he's playing at is just stupid. He's just dumb. Topping him, Three of Swords. Nobody is going to back him up. Once the guillotine really starts to slide down, everybody's just going to scatter like cockroaches when you turn on the light. I mean, they're just going to be, everybody's just going to be, oh yeah, Pete's a great girl. Oh wait, he's going down. Okay, bye. Yeah. Like they're not going to stand up for him. He gets the Wheel of Fortune. So, tides are turning. Right now, it's all, how do parents put it? Yeah, it's all fun and games until, somebody lets a war plan out. And then and then it's no good. Things are going to happen fast for him, actually. He also gets the Justice card for me. King of Pentacles there. So he's hoping that some kind of oligarch or somebody's going to come and pay for everything for him. No, I'm sorry, Sunshine, but you're going to have to pay your own legal bills. And you're going to have to go through this all alone. And the final card, he's going up the river because he gets the 6 of Swords, which is the up the river card. So
Oh, boy.
gonna be caught. Now, is it going to actually be treason? Well, treason's one of those tricky things that you have to actually be at war for someone to be charged with treason. However, he could be charged with something like, betrayal of his
Sedition?
country or espionage or something like that. I mean, he's not very good at espionage, but that is what this is basically, because he's literally feeding information to the enemy. So, yeah, he's not no bueno. But if I were him, I would change his makeup palette so that it coordinates with orange.
Oh, yeah. Very
Right?
much so.
Yeah.
And I got a response to one of the FYIs. Of course, this is what Rose had put up, which is freaking hilarious.
That's great.
Thank you, Rose. Oh, here it was. It was the government denied they used an energy weapon. Did they?
Oh, good. And before we actually read on that one, someone wanted to know who actually filed the articles of impeachment. It was a Democratic representative, I think, from Michigan.
Wasn't it Al Green?
Shri Thanadar.
Okay.
He unveiled 7 articles of impeachment against Trump. So there you go. Shri Thanadar. That's who did it. He's a rep from Michigan. All right. So now we're going to
good.
The energy weapon. Did they or didn't they? Where was this? Where did they?
Where was this at again? This was
I don't remember.
Forget what country. It wasn't here. It was in another country.
Okay. Was it one of your starred things?
Yeah, but I already deleted that one.
Okay.
Serbia.
It
was in Serbia. Okay.
Okay.
So you know damn well that close to Russia, you know Putin had a hand in that. Come on.
Probably.
First up, the 4 of Swords. Whatever they did, they're able to sleep on it. They have no qualms about what they've done. And then I got the Queen of Wands, which is talking about the courage and the confidence to do what you think you need to do. So again, that's giving them kudos for they think they were perfectly in the right to use this, because this way they didn't have to use pew-pews. And then I got the 4 of Pentacles, which again, this was an alternate option so that they're not pew-pewing on everybody. But then it ends with the 10 of Swords. My, isn't he becoming popular this go round? This is the second, third time I pulled this card. So yeah, I'm they think they're being slick, and this is the result at the end. Stabbed in the back and told, go away, we don't want you here.
Yeah. Well, I think they did. I get the Knight of Cups crossed by the 8 of Wands. If that isn't an energy weapon going through the air, I don't know what
about it.
Yeah. They did. And we got the Queen of Swords there. Somebody's going to find out, expose it, investigate it, whatever. And I got with that Knight of Cups there, something surprising is going to come out. There's some secret there, which is, oh yes, we really did do that. I got a lot of Pentacles here too. I got the 10 of Pentacles, the 3 of Pentacles, the 2 of Pentacles, and the Knight of Pentacles. So this was orchestrated by somebody with a lot of money.
I was going to say this reeks of being bought off.
Yeah, it was bought off. Now, Serbia, their leader is the guy who disappeared or ran away to Russia with his family. And we haven't heard of him very much lately.
Yeah, he's kind of.
I don't know what kind of leadership is going on in Serbia right now, but they are trying to hang on. Whoever is making is most in control, they're trying to hang on. But really, they're kind of giving up because they need money for everything. So whoever put the money up for this attack, I think, is the group that wants to take over Serbia, because it was taken over before by a dictator. So they just think they can walk in and take over. So, oh God, there's another pentacle in here. I also got the Page of Pentacles. So yeah, this is all about,
holy moly.
This is all about, actions being taken that will just, they'll just buy their way into it and they'll just do whatever they want. But I think the thing that's so telling is the 8 of Wands coming up here, because that's just like, oh, is that what you did? Yeah, this is literally the figure of what they did.
Well, and Angela put in there, and I have to admit, my thoughts went the same way. I just didn't say anything.
Too.
Is it the same as the Cuban incident? And
yeah. Maybe, or maybe it's new. I mean, that was quite a while ago. Wasn't that almost?
Yeah, that was when Obama was still president.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. So probably this is something a little bit newer than that.
I get the feeling that with Obama, it was like the test runs to see if it's going to work.
Maybe. Yeah.
And this could be like a more conclusive outcome, now they know it's going to. I remember seeing something, God, 20, 25 years ago on, I don't know, 60 Minutes or one of those news shows that used to come on in the evening time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And they were talking about doing this where they were showing like if they hit people with water and how it would affect them, but it caused physical harm. And if they did this, of course, if they even rubber bullets can kill you and permanently put out your eye, all kinds of stuff. Mm-hmm. And then they went to this energy thing. And at the time, it was very science fiction-y. Like I said, it was still something you'd read about if Asimov wrote it or something, and but they were talking about the fact that it was definitely something that could be used in the future, because that would be a more efficient way of crowd dispersal without physically harming people.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, maybe that's part of the whole thing. Where has Melania been?
Let's talk about Melania.
I don't know, but that wasn't her with him.
That was not her.
At the Pope's thing.
She was taller than
Trump. That woman would allow pictures to be taken of her with wrinkles on her face and her neck?
And it was the wrong nose. Her nose was too wide. She looked to me either the same height or taller than Trump. She was the wrong height. So really
wrong height. The nose was wrong. Wrinkles on the face, which I know damn well melanoma is not letting anybody take pictures of her with wrinkles on her face.
No.
She's pulled so tight that she can't even open her eyes anymore. I mean, her eyes look like little slits because she can't open them anymore. She's had everything yanked back so far.
So where has she been?
The check didn't clear, Rose said. She didn't get her bonus in time to show up.
It's interesting, though, because she is actually Catholic. So
yeah.
So she didn't want to
which
go.
kind of makes you wonder.
So she missed a shopping trip.
Yeah, I mean, she could have hit Prada or Prague or whatever it is over
Maybe
there.
they dropped her off in Milan and let the double go on to Rome.
There you go. I will get my money one way or another. Here, let me buy this $20,000 purse.
I think she's with her boyfriend.
Probably so. I don't blame her. If I had a choice between Dumpy Pants and her boyfriend, I'd be with the boyfriend.
And it was her birthday. Who wants to go to a funeral on their birthday?
Really? I didn't know that. I didn't realize it was her birthday.
Yeah. What'd you get?
Ace of Cups. Yeah, she was with her boyfriend. She was getting filled up with love. She was with her love button.
Yeah.
Because this is what she didn't want to have to deal with. Was the outcome of the tower, because that's what Dumpy Pants got. He got ignored. He had people refusing to shake his hand, just walk right by him. He had the crowds ignoring him when he came in and cheering and applauding when Zelensky came in to the area. So,
and Joe Biden, everybody wanted to take selfies with Joe Biden.
Nobody wanted the line was, nope. And then I got the eight of, is that the eight of swords?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So she's busy playing footsie with the boyfriend, tie each other up and see who gets free first. And I don't know why whenever I see her, I think of bondage. And it just makes me wonder, is she tied Trump up? For entertainment purposes only, YouTube. I'm just wondering. My mind goes to weird places. Your turn.
So, this didn't please Dumpy that she wasn't there, but he was okay with the stand-in. He really was. When all is said and done, if Melania is not there, he's not thinking about her. She has to be right in front of him for him to be thinking about her, or Baron, I think. Their relationship is really going down the toilet, literally. I mean, just going down the toilet. I mean, I don't know if they're going to have a formal divorce because those records could be made public, but for all intents and purposes, she's not married to him anymore. She is doing what she wants to do. She is pulling in her money. She is pulling a Dumpy on Dumpy. She is treating him the way he treats everybody else. And she wants to go have her lover and forget all of this stuff. It was her birthday. She wanted to celebrate, and she did not want to be with him at all. And for his part, he really, she also probably had an idea that Dumpy was going to be really dissed at the funeral, and she didn't want to be around him to see the ketchup go on the wall. She just didn't deal with
blame her.
I mean, did you see when he and Zelensky were sitting down, they gave them folding chairs at the Vatican. Folding chairs. I know they have a couple
metal folding chairs at that.
I know they had a couple of nice chairs sitting around they could have brought in, but no, just folding chairs for them. And I think too that all of the people, all of the leaders from Europe, they had discussed, this is what we're going to do. Nobody's giving him anything, no quarter whatsoever. Be cordial so that you don't really break any rules of protocol, but you don't have to extend yourself whatsoever. And even for Zelensky, he was buffeted by Starmer and Macron when he went to greet Trump, so he wouldn't be alone. So he didn't have to do that shit. And I don't think Zelensky really needs that, but we
got his back.
We got his back.
Yeah,
exactly. And one of the things that I had thought was going to happen is that Macron was going to move his hand out of the way, and Dumpy might have even fallen over from it. But what I saw in one of the videos was he did move his hand away. He didn't let himself shake hands with him. And Dumpy did not succeed in giving him one of those big old macho handshakes, because Macron would have let it. So that's what I say. Just a big faux pas. I mean, him in the blue suit and the blue tie, not wearing black. That wasn't just a suggestion because it was a funeral. They sent out a dress code they had invitations for this, and they sent out a dress code.
Yeah.
It was the dress code for men to wear a black suit with a black tie. And he was the only one who didn't do it. Talk about a slap in the face. So people are not going to forget that. I mean, I think he actually
Oh,
wore black to
absolutely
Jimmy.
not.
I think that he wore black and black tie to Jimmy Carter's funeral. I don't remember him sticking out like a sore thumb at Jimmy Carter's funeral.
Yeah, no, he blended right in. So
Yeah. So, I mean, it's not like he had to buy a suit or something. I mean, come on.
I mean, he could have wore a navy suit, and it would have been a little bit closer to the black, and because there were a few other people there that wore like a really dark navy,
Blue, navy, yeah.
maybe they didn't have the black suit with them, or whatever.
But that was his whole point. He wanted to stand
He
out.
wore,
He wanted to say, fuck you. I'm not
yeah,
respecting this body of people. I'm not respecting the Pope. I'm not respecting the place. I mean, he just wanted to be an ass, and he was.
yeah, because he wore that bright blue suit. It's like, dude, you could have gone for a very subdued navy and nobody would have said anything or noticed the difference, would have cared, because there were some other dignitaries there that were wearing the dark, deep blue instead of black, just a few. And what? You said, oh.
I didn't know anybody else wore black.
Oh, yeah.
I thought everybody wore it.
That's what I heard some of the pundits saying on the news. So I don't know who it was, but somebody made a point of, well, there were several others there that wore more like a dark navy type suit that weren't black. They were, a really dark navy. His yellow ties should say crime scene.
Yeah, he wore a black suit with a blue tie to Carter's funeral. It was a pretty light blue tie, but everybody else wore black. But Bush wore a blue tie. But let me find out here.
Well, that and the fact he fell asleep during one of the homilies with mouth open. He another caught at it in action was him sitting hunched over, texting on his phone during the funeral. It's like, did you take pictures too, dude? I mean, but he's like, you can see him, texting on his phone, and fell asleep with his mouth open. Tried to, what was it they said? I think it was the Macron thing. He tried to shake hands, and Macron was like, "Yeah, we're not going there today, bud." It's like, cause I'm in the. I have a feeling Macron was in the mood that if he would have got hold of his hand, he would have just yanked him right down off his feet. Because Macron's one of the few people I've seen that have shook his hand in the past, and he does. Like a tug of war thing going. He's like, yeah, no, you're not knocking me off my feet.
Yeah.
But
so there were three pretty big people that didn't wear black. Prince William wore dark blue.
Okay.
Jordan's King Abdullah and the Indian President Drupadi Murmu.
Okay.
They wore blue to the event. Prince William wore a dark blue suit instead of black.
With a black tie.
And Joe Biden was seen in a blue tie. And he was also criticized for breaking the protocol. It was the dress code for the funeral. It was supposed to be the dress code. Yeah, I see the two guys wearing blue. Yeah. So they got criticized too.
Well, then they shouldn't have
Oh,
worn
wait,
that.
wait.
They should have worn
It
black.
says, it turns out Prince William, Donald Trump, Drupadi Murmu, and other attendees who didn't wear the color black did not go against the protocol. There is no official funeral dress code mentioned on the Vatican website. That's not true. That's not true. That when the people were actually invited to it, there was a mention of a dress code. And it's up to the person to decide what outfit color. I disagree with that. But this is the Times Entertainment that I'm looking at, and not the New York Times. I don't know what this really is. Of India Times. They're very Trump supportive, so it could be that this is, slanted towards them, but really, honestly, they did have in their invitation or whatever notice about the funeral, they did say all men should wear black suits with black ties. They did.
Okay. He wore blue because his orange makeup doesn't flash with
He
black.
wore blue to say to everybody.
Yeah,
That's why he wore blue. That's not
exactly.
why Prince William wore it, and that's not why other people wore it, but that's why he wore it. He's just a jerk.
Yeah, exactly.
So why would Melania want to be there?
I know I wouldn't. I mean, I would wanted to have gone just to be there to pay my respects to Pope Francis, even though I'm not a Catholic anymore.
But to be
Um,
in that energy,
oh my God, yes. I mean,
yeah.
just to be there, and I mean, I tried to channel him a couple of days after he passed, and just to see if something would come through, and all
Mhm.
that, and I heard his voice very clearly, but all that
Mm.
came through was just love one another. You're supposed to love one another, and it was like, okay, that fits.
Yeah,
That
it does.
sounds exactly like what he would say. Is just love
Mhm.
one another, love and
Absolutely.
accept one another, something like that. Um,
Mm.
and I'm not real good with channeling. I'm like just beginning to do it, and so a lot of times it's just like nothing's happening. Um, so it's always catches me by surprise when something happens. It's like, oh, okay, you're there. Pardon me, but I always feel like I have to make my apologies first, like I'm disturbing them in their rest. I don't know. I get weird thoughts. Um, my brain goes to really squirrely places sometimes. Um, but let's see. Patrick had up. There was a major power outage in Portugal and Brazil today. Was there any funny business going on about that?
Well, that's interesting because there were major power outages in Europe as well.
Mm.
Mhm. Let me just see what countries there were. Spain and Portugal. Oh, okay, that's he mentioned Portugal. France. Yeah.
I wonder if any of them are hooked into certain satellites.
Well, not for power. This would be their power grid. I mean, they're like just plain old electricity, not necessarily data.
But if somebody had satellites up there pointed in the right direction, could
Yeah,
it
that's true. That's
interrupt
true.
those power grids? I
Yeah.
mean,
So huge power outage is affecting large parts of, and this was just like an hour and a half ago. It's affecting large parts of Spain and Portugal today, including their capitals, Madrid and Lisbon. Airports have been disabled and shops and offices are in the dark. It is unclear of how many people have been affected. Parts of France were also briefly hit. Spanish government is holding an emergency meeting in Madrid. Could take up to 10 hours to restore power. Wow.
well, that's more than just the power went down for a little bit. If they're having to have emergency meetings, that's
Yeah, something happened to the grid.
yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds like sabotage.
Yes, it does. Spain's civil guard directing traffic, helping people on stalled trains. This is bad. This is really bad.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. People stuck in elevators, stuck on trains. Uh,
So 4 hours ago, there was a post from Reuters that said half of Spain has power again. Full service expected tomorrow. Oh, have not yet established the cause. Wow, that is huge.
that is huge.
So do we think it's hanky?
My. Something hanky going
But
on.
also Brazil? Wow.
Wow, that's
Let me
a
see.
pretty
Let me see about that.
wide band of people getting hit. Well, that probably explains why I haven't seen Nath on at all today. Usually he does something at least once a day, even if it's just 10 minutes or something.
Oh, wait. Oh, I don't really have X. I don't know if I'm going to be able to read this. No, this was a while back. Okay, never mind. That's different. I'm not sure about Brazil. I can't find anything about Brazil. I found old power outages about Brazil, but I don't find anything about today.
The chariot movement. Something happening there. Page of Cups. This is hitting everybody in their feels because everyone's like, what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
This isn't just one area or one country or one section of the continent. This is like pretty big damn everywhere. The Eight of Pentacles. So whatever it was, this was somebody working hard at pulling this off. This isn't just a whim. This is somebody that they've been steadily working at this. How can we do it, and how best? And then the Eight of Cups. So we've got feeling abandoned. A lot of people probably felt abandoned when the power went out.
Yeah.
Withdrawal, escapism, leaving something behind. Yeah, I'll say leaving something behind. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, this was not just an accident.
We have 466 in the room. Wow.
Yeah, this was not an accident at all.
Uh-uh.
You're right. This is something. Now, I don't know if it's
This was
necessarily.
somebody making a point they could shut you down.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it feels like to me. That's what I'm getting. What I'm hearing is this was proving the point. We can shut you down if you don't toe the line.
Interesting. Yeah, I pretty much got the same thing. But will they know who did it?
Yeah.
Will they
going to be
figure
able
out who did it?
that? Yeah. It feels
Yeah, they're gonna figure out who did it.
They discover who was behind the power
Yep.
outage in Europe. Oh, that didn't take but a second. Wow.
Yeah, they're gonna figure it out.
Big time, yes.
Weird.
Well, we've been at this an hour, so Let's do one more question and then we'll call it a night because I
Okay,
don't
well,
want to burden Colleen anymore. I know she's like me. She got to get up and go to work in the morning. So
yes, it's a school night for me.
it's a school night, yes. Um, Republicans and Democrats dropped the articles of impeachment for deporting children. Will it go through? There was a 2-year-old, a 4-year-old, and I think a couple of 5-year-olds,
Oh.
U.S. citizens born right here in this country. But because their mamas, they decided needed to be kicked back to wherever they came from, they
Mhm.
deported these kids too. And from what I read, 2 of them were in the middle of cancer treatments.
Oh.
And they removed them to deport them. That's that's beyond cruel. That's edging into evil right there.
Mhm.
That's
Mhm.
what evil people do, is stuff like that. The 4-year-old was going through cancer treatment. Thank you, Rose. I knew one of them was. And the father was here saying, she can stay with me. And they were like, oh, no, she goes with her mother. I'm like, what the hell?
So they want to know, will this impeachment go through?
Yeah. Now, what will Moses Mike do if they outvote him for impeachment? The 4-year-old had stage 4 cancer,
Oh.
and they took that baby out of the hospital.
Mm. Well, what I get on this is that I think this is mostly about Trump. I don't think this is about the Congress or anything, the Senate. This is kind of his legacy. This is part of his legacy, is this nonsense that he's doing, these ridiculous actions, and it's going to cause him to lose the presidency. He will be
Mhm.
judged. He will be tortured legally about this. He will not say, "Oh yes, I was wrong." He will not show any remorse. He will not, bow down to anybody, but they will go back and right the wrongs of the past, which are that they did not impeach him before. They did
Yeah.
not, finally convict him. So I think there's a good chance that it might go through. And I don't know how, because in the Senate they still have a Republican majority, slim majority, and in the House they still have a slim majority. Now, as far as Mikey Moses goes, one thing that just hit me when you mentioned his name is that this could be the hill he dies on.
Yeah.
Him not allowing this to come to the floor or whatever. Does he have that power? Can he say, no, we're not going to hear the articles of impeachment or something? Or do they have to hear it?
You know, I'm not sure about that when it
Yeah.
comes to impeachment. There may
Whatever.
be different rules for that.
Yeah. Whatever the rules are, if he tries to block it in some way, that could be the issue that causes them to say, okay, we got to get rid of him first, and then we're going to do this. Because I think that he also is kind of leaving, which is better for us because then he's not in the line of succession. But anyway,
Yeah.
so
Um,
it's not good. I don't think it's going to be a super quick um,
Mm-mm.
trial. I think it's going to drag out a little bit, at least a couple of months. So we'll see.
Well, I drew some cards, but I kind of changed the question up a little bit of as the Democrats take the lead on this. And from what I understand, the articles of impeachment was bipartisan. There were some Republicans that joined the
I don't know.
Democrats.
I don't
I don't
know.
know. I heard somebody
I'll
say
Google it while you talk.
first card I got was Temperance. And I don't a lot of people are going to have a really hard time being temperate to him for these children. Uh, his sense of wanting to harm small children is really pretty disgusting when you think about it. But then I got the star, and I'm thinking, well, I realized, okay, this isn't him that I'm pulling on. This is for those who filed these articles who are trying to finally get something done. I'm getting the star on that. So that's a really heavy hitter in our favor there. And then I got strength. It's going to take a lot of strength for us to pull this off and get through this and get this man up and out of office before we lose any more opportunities, I guess would be a good word for that. And then it ends with the Page of Swords. I think articles of impeachment, now granted, these were put forward because of the children.
Mm-hmm.
And what was it? I got the Page of Swords. So I feel like this is going to be, there's a real good chance this is going to turn into a bloody battle.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah, I agree.
yeah, I'm not. Everything I'm getting seems to be pointing to the good
Yeah,
for those that have filed.
yeah. Well, the article that I found here, by the way, this is a nice website, Common Dreams,
Yeah, that's a good one.
free
That's a
and
good one.
free and stuff. But so
I
they
get
just
their
say that
newsletter every night. Yeah.
they just say that Thanadar introduced the articles. It doesn't confirm or deny that Republicans also filed, but he filed them. But I could, if you'd like, I could read you the 7 things that he's stating.
Yeah. What are the?
So the first one is obstruction of justice and abuse of executive power, including denial of due process, unlawful deportations, defiance of court orders, and misuse of the Department of Justice. Number 2, usurpation of appropriations power for dismantling congressionally established agencies and impounding federal funds. 3, God, this is strong. Abuse of trade powers and international aggression, including imposing economically damaging tariffs and threatening military invasion against sovereign nations. 4, violation of First Amendment rights through retaliatory actions against critics, media, and attorneys exercising constitutionally protected speech. 5, creation of an unlawful office by establishing the Department of Government Efficiency and unlawfully empowering Elon Musk to unilaterally violate the Constitution. Man, this guy is good. Number 6, bribery and corruption involving dismissing criminal cases, soliciting foreign emoluments, and extortionate settlements for personal and political gain. And number 7, tyrannical overreach, seeking to consolidate unchecked power, erode civil liberties, and defy constitutional limits on presidential authority. Wow. He nailed
Wow.
it. He nailed
Whoever
it.
wrote this up was brilliant. I mean,
Brilliant. Yeah. Yeah.
this doesn't leave any room for loopholes that I can see.
No.
This is
No.
really, really like, oh,
Is he an
holy mackerel.
attorney? And then he has this, he put out a video on X, and the thumbnail of the video, he's just like smiling. You want to see it? It's hilarious. Oh god. Anyway, you guys can see it. You can go to Common Dreams and see it. But
Yeah, that's a
wow,
good site. I get their newsletter every night.
do
Usually
you?
it comes
Yeah.
in around 9 or 10 o'clock at night. It's like a wrap up of the day.
Okay.
And it's not like real super long articles. Now and again there'll be an article that's fairly long, but most of it's pretty short and sweet. You know, you'll get the title and maybe a paragraph, and then you can click on it and go read the rest of the story. But
That's
yeah,
good.
they're pretty good.
That's good. And did you
I
see
get
today
them
that?
for the end of day newsletter. I get Midas Touch end of the day
Mhm.
newsletter, and there's one more, and I can't think of who it is right now, that does like an end of the day wrap up.
Mhm.
It escapes me right now. I'll
Yeah.
think about it after we get off air. It'll
And did
come
you
to me.
and did you see that Midas Touch posted that they feel that the Trump administration is definitely pushing them off of YouTube?
Oh, is that what's happening?
Yeah, so they posted the links for their podcasts through Apple and Spotify.
Yeah. Plus they're on Substack and
Mhm.
Blue Sky, and I mean, yeah, that there may be a bunch of us that get pushed off of YouTube and have to go to.
Well, I think I'm too small potatoes to get pushed off.
Yeah, I don't think I'm anywhere near the we need to target her.
Yeah,
I don't
but
think I'm in
I
the
think Midas
crosshairs.
Touch, aren't they the ones close to 5 million subscribers now?
Almost.
Yeah,
They have
so yeah, I can
gained,
see why they do that.
it was like right around the election, and they were trying to get 1 million subscribers. They were
Right.
like getting close.
Hmm.
And between January 1st and now, they've gained almost 3 million subscribers.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's growing every day.
Yeah, they're doing great. They're just doing great. All right. All right. So it's almost my bedtime.
Yep, it's time for us to wrap up. So, did you have cards drawn you wanted to pull, or
Oh,
okay?
you covered it just fine.
Okay. And thank y'all for coming tonight, and I appreciate it. I'm sorry I couldn't get to everybody's question, but y'all had some good ones. I'm gonna go back through a little later if I don't fall asleep, um, and write some of them down. I've been trying to write them down to do like little 5-10 minute energy readings that I try to do every day or every other day. But I've started doing now, I'm trying to pull questions that didn't
Good.
get answered instead of just a generic energy thing.
Hmm.
So if you have specific questions you want me to do a read on, put it in the comments or send me a message, or something like that. Let me know. And yeah, I'll write it down in my book. I'm coming up with a list of stuff,
Great.
and to try to do those. So
Yeah. Well, Shari, thank you for having me. It was nice to
thank you
do
for
the reading
coming
with you.
very last minute, y'all. I emailed her at like 3 o'clock this afternoon. Can you come on?
Well, I'm glad I did. I mean, otherwise you
Yes.
would have been alone. So I'm really glad that I was able to jump in. So that's
Yeah,
good.
me too. Well, I always love reading with you. So,
Yeah, it's fun. We get
it
we
is
get
fun.
along great. Yeah.
And we're kind of on the same page, I think, a lot of times with it,
Hmm. Hmm.
same kind of humor. It helps.
Hmm. Hmm.
So, thank you, everybody. I will certainly give Mel your well wishes, and and we're gonna try to shoot for a makeup show next Monday. So depending on how he's feeling, and yeah, other than that, we've got Colleen's got stuff happening all week. Go to her channel, look on her post, and you'll see what's coming up next.
Mm-hmm.
I've got stuff coming this week. Y'all know I'm still really excited and proud about the interview with the Life After Life NDE. I gave her your name and email address, Colleen.
Oh, thank you.
Instead, if you want to interview a few more people, check her out.
Very nice. Okay.
And so you might get an email from her, and it'll be Life After Life NDE on the email,
Okay.
so you'll know who it's coming from.
Okay.
And so that's exciting. So y'all go watch it. I think I posted it to my post. I don't remember. I was so excited it came out. I don't remember what I did. So thank y'all. I know I'm yawning behind my hand, so it's Colleen. Have a great night, and I will see y'all Wednesday for Sisters.
Doesn't look like much of a heart when I do it. There we go. There we go.
There we go. Bye, y'all.